Adam is talking to God, and he says, God, I need a helper. I cannot do all this work alone. I need somebody to help me. And God says, well, that'll cost you an arm and a leg. And Adam says, how about a rib? And the Apostle Paul in Philippians 4 said, I have learned to be comfortable in no matter what state I find myself. That includes the state of New York. And the patient said to the dentist, Doc, you still haven't pulled the right tooth yet. And the dentist says, so I'm getting closer. Now we're back to 1957. We're back home with Mom and Dad. Good old Mom and Dad. Well, how old are you by now? Let's see, 1908 from 17 is 9. That can't be right, can it? Yeah. Something's wrong. I don't think I was that old. I think I was like 26. And Franklin has this problem. He's on the city desk. He's assigning other reporters to go out and cover stories that he would like to cover. And I said, Franklin, you had to get a promotion. The only promotion that you can have in a newspaper from being a reporter is to go on the city desk. There's no other promotion for you at the Springfield Union. The only way, Franklin, you can get a promotion is to go to work for a bigger newspaper and become a reporter. Now you've got your... So he wrote around. The Richmond readers showed some interest in it, but the Buffalo Evening News was very interested in him. And that's a long way from Springfield. You know, it's 90 miles up to Albany, and then it's another 300 across New York State to Buffalo, through Utica, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo. But we went. And what a much better working condition. Monday through Friday, instead of having to work Saturday and Sunday, and having one day a week off Tuesday. Working daytime, 9 to 5, like real people, instead of going in at 3 and getting through at 11. And benefits and all kinds of things. And he didn't want to belong to a union. And the Buffalo Evening News was allowed 3 exemptions from the union. And a year. And Franklin was one of those. And they kept interviewing him, and it was a very prestigious newspaper and very successful. It dominated Western New York. And this is a population of probably 400,000. It's the biggest city in New York outside of New York City. And the Buffalo Evening News is the second biggest newspaper in the state of New York, the Empire State. Guess what? He got the job. These people were gentlemen as he was. They were well educated the way he was. They were gentle, they were kind, they were civilized. And so he was very, very happy. And on our way to and from Buffalo, we would stop at Utica, where his brother had bought a house by U.S. Mail, a mail order house, and his brother was finishing it. It was very, very nice. And I didn't get a job, and we moved. And his mother and father cried. And I said, why cry? You know, you can come there by car. But I was too young and too dumb to understand that they were right and I was wrong. And we left them in Springfield. His mother and father went to Connecticut, to Terrytown outside of Bristol. And my mother and dad stayed in Springfield in their home. And we went to Buffalo. Well, I was trying to find God. I was trying to be a perfect person. I wanted to be what God wanted us to be. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Channel 7, owned by Cap Cities, which later came into the American Broadcasting Company, had a TV station. It was in my backyard. And I knew the program director. I knew his sister. Or was it his, I guess she was his wife. And I knew them, and I would go to meetings with her, but they never gave me a job. Alfred Kirkover was a publisher of the Buffalo Evening News, and they owned WBEN, one of the strongest stations in the state of New York. And I didn't ask Franklin to take me to Mr. Kirkover, because all Mr. Kirkover was to say to Mrs. Butler, who owned the Buffalo Evening News, give Glendora a job, give her a job on the TV. But I didn't exploit that. One day, folks, I get a telephone call. It is Hal Green. Hal Green from WRGB, General Electric TV station, Schenectady, New York. We are contemplating going back to live programming, and we would like to talk to you about a children's show. They repented. They admitted they were wrong. Can you come down and talk to us about it? Indeed. I hopped the train, the New York Central across New York State to Schenectady, and we talked about it. And it was a sure thing they were going to hire me. The only thing they wanted to figure out was the format. They didn't want the SS Glendora. They wanted something else, and they came up with the idea of a satellite. This was Sputnik. Sputnik was up there. So they wanted to keep up with the time. They came back with a satellite, and it was called Satellite 6, because it was Channel 6. And Glendora was the skipper. And you should have seen, well, you will see in pictures, the elaborate costume they made, and the elaborate set. And there again, it was genius Jim Fisk who made that set. And you will see his ingenuity in the pictures that we show you. That's 1957. And this is a show Monday through Friday, 45 minutes a day. So Glendora's dream of getting the experience she needed in front of the camera, it was all there. It was all there, folks. Let me see if there's anything else to tell you before we go on to 1958. But here was great big General Electric admitting that they were wrong, that the public didn't want film. They wanted a live TV show. Were you the only live one they hired back? No. I think Gary Stevens, maybe, Earl Pudney. But yeah, I guess so. Until next time, folks, take care. Grace and peace.